Hey guys, this week we've got another nice easy terrain tutorial, wire fences. So I've been doing a few World War II games recently and I figured I needed a little bit of wire fencing. So cracked on and made some. So it's quite an easy process, so we're using the popsicle sticks as the bases, just like usual. Then we're getting the matchsticks, chop them down to whatever height you want. For me, they're about just under a centimetre. Really depends on what scale you're going to be using them with. But yeah, chop them to the right size, and then I found the popsicle stick actually lines up very nicely with the marks on the cutting board, and so that's what I was using for my measurements, to keep them an equal distance apart. But again, you could do it whatever works for you. Again, I'm using the hot glue here rather than wood glue, just because it dries quickly. However, what I would always say is whenever you're using wooden products to make your miniatures, it's always well worth going over the model afterwards with PVA or wood glue, just to really lock it all together so it doesn't fall apart. Because I find anyway, hot glue can kind of fall apart after a while and things can drop off, so it's definitely worth doing. So that was stage 1. Stage 2 is the fiddly one, and yeah, I lost my temper with these a couple of times. I decided I would try and use super glue to stick the wire on with. The super glue I had, unfortunately, wasn't the gel type. I think if it was gel, that would be the way to go. I just had the liquid, so I would put it on and then lay the wires on and just leave them to dry. But yeah, I had a bit of a mare trying to get it all to line up, so easier said than done. Possibly you could use some thick sewing thread. That might actually be quite an easy way of doing it. Yeah, I might try that next time. But what I did, once I got the wire into the place that I wanted to, I then put another drop of the super glue over the top, and then put it to one side just so it could dry. If you've got one of the sort of setting agents that you can put on super glue to make it set fast, I would definitely recommend using that. I don't. I do believe I've heard somewhere that you could use like baking soda or something, or baking powder, one or the other, just to make it dry faster, but I didn't even have that, so yeah, you got to do what you can with what you've got. Okay, so next up we're just going to start the painting process. So I've got a cheap craft paint. Reeves is I think the manufacturer, but any cheap dark brown is really what you want it. And literally just slap it on. I did the base and the poles themselves. I didn't touch the wires, but just anything wooden I painted with brown. I figured later on I'll be putting some flock down, and it's going to be green flock for grass, and what goes under grass, mud, so it would work quite nicely. See, I just slapped it on nice, thick and firm. The one step I have, or I didn't record I should say, is I did spray paint once I first built them, I spray painted them black for a base coat, but I didn't show that on the camera. And you can see there that I did miss that whole end when I was spray painting. So at this point, I went over it with silver from Game Color, and just went over the wires using just plain silver. We will dull those down in a little bit, but for now, nice and easy. Next up, we're using leather brown, again from Game Color. I'm just using that to dry brush / highlight the poles. I mean, you could do the base, but seeing as the base is going to get flocked, just concentrate on the poles themselves. If you get a bit on the wire, don't worry, we can always tidy that up later, but just do the best you can. Yeah, so I went over the whole thing with a brown wash, like a dark brown wash, and that sort of dulled down those silver wires. Then I flocked the bases, and they were good to go. So anyway, nice and quick and easy. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you find it useful. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks guys.